This is Rugby Merlin and welcome back to the channel. This is my preview and prediction video for week 2 of the Six Nations 2025. So I've entitled this video Consolidate because that's what the teams that won last week really need to do in week 2. France, Ireland and Scotland all won last week. They all had different stories, but the only two teams that are playing each other that did win last week are Scotland and Ireland, and that's the last game of the weekend. So that's looking to be a really good clash between those two nations. But first up again are Wales, for good or for bad. They are travelling to Rome and they're playing Italy, who actually did pretty well against Scotland. They produced some good moments. So in my eyes, Italy are very firm favourites for that match, especially playing at home. Italy have done well recently against Wales, and Wales don't have that attacking firepower that they did in the past to get them out of jail. So Italy looking very strong favourites for the match. As far as the teams are concerned, the pack remains pretty much the same. Faletau is in at number 8, so Wainwright is on the bench, so that might add a little bit of impact from the bench for Wales, which they were sorely lacking last time. Thomas Williams is playing 9 and Ben Thomas at 10. Gatland didn't discard Ben Thomas and throw him to the Wolves, which I was kind of expecting given his track record. But I'm glad to see he's getting another crack at 10 at this point, you know what I mean? I'd rather ensure that player's kind of future than just tinker with the side for the sake of it, which Gatland has been doing for the last 2.5 years. But there we are. Thomas Williams, someone mentioned in the comments that he's been playing great for Gloucester, and imagine him, Max Llewellyn and Anscombe. That's the 9, 10 and I think 12 Llewellyn plays for Gloucester. Imagine them playing together, how much continuity they would have. But there we are, that's pie in the sky. But apart from that, not many changes. Eddie James is in the centre and makes his debut. But as for Italy, pretty consistent team. Capuzzo, Brex and Menocello in the centre. They're going to give Wales a tough time. Garbizi's in there, Negri, some of their best players. But I think Italy overall looking the stronger team, and I'm going to say they're going to take it. I'll get into specific score predictions at the end, which I like to do just to test myself and give everybody ammunition to criticise me. But that's the first game of the weekend. Next up, we have England versus France. England are hosting France at the Twickers. The pack is pretty unchanged. Willis is in at 6 and Earl moves to 7, which is interesting. They tried the twins last week. It was okay, but I think this back row is a little bit more balanced. The big story is Finn Smith, not Marcus. Finn is in at 10. They move Marcus Smith to 15, which I think we'll have to see how it goes. But it's a big move from Borthwick, and he's under a lot of criticism. I didn't realise really how much criticism he's under. Watch a few English pundits, rugby pundits, and he's under a fair bit of pressure. And that's a big call in a big match. France are the old enemy of England, really, which England regard as the old enemy anyway. And apart from that, the side is not too different. Smith in 15, Slightholme, Freeman on the wing. I'm looking forward to seeing what Slightholme can do. Very different wings to the French wings. So England wings are all power. The French wings are all pace and finesse. So speaking of wings, Penaud is back. Jalibert is in at 10 after that kind of disappointing kind of return to the French side for Antamac, getting the red card. So Biabiri, he's on the wing. He's a firecracker. So it's going to be a good game, I think. England really need a win. If they don't win this, the championship could spiral downwards. If they get a big win against France at home, which, they're capable of doing. France were not tested at all last week against Wales. So England, very big match for them. And France, looking to consolidate and build on the big score last week. And last of all, we have perhaps the biggest match of the weekend, and that is Scotland hosting Ireland at Murrayfield. Always a classic encounter, but to be honest, Scotland-Ireland games over the last, I think the stat is 10 matches, Ireland, and that includes 2 Rugby World Cup encounters. Ireland have won all of them, and the last time Scotland won was back almost 10 years ago in Murrayfield. So 10 is a nice round number for them to break their duck, and I'm sure that's what the coaches will be telling the Scottish boys. That's what I would be telling them. Not too much information about the teams so far at the time of making this video, but I expect them to go with Pendergast again. He did pretty well when he was on, but you have to remember Ireland were actually trailing against England at halftime. Centre partnership as well is a big question. Aki, Ringrose, those boys, are they the best partnership? They look good on paper, but I think Aki is come back to seal his position as a starting centre over Henshaw after that magnificent finish, which I've watched a few times since then, and it doesn't disappoint every time I watch it. But Ireland, again, these players are playing for the Lions test position. The Irish side have been the most dominant over the last 4 years, so there's a lot to play for. Finn Russell, him and Darge, I thought they did a decent job last outing against Italy, but Russell needs to step up his game, I think. Could this be the year that Scotland beat Ireland at home? I'm not sure, but I can't wait to see. So as for score predictions, first one up, Wales-Italy. Wales were nilled last week, and I wouldn't say they didn't look like scoring, but they were quite comfortably defended, but they might get a try, so I'm going to give Wales 7 points, but Italy always score. Regardless of who they play, they always get a try or two in. So I'm going to go 20 points to 7 for Italy, and that will be a monumental win for Italy. Well, it's not that they haven't beaten Wales before, but it will really put seal the deal, if you like. So 27 to Italy in the first game. Second game, which is England versus France. That's a tough one. I think this is a tough one to call. I think England's pack will be up for it, but I think France will just have them behind. Penaud coming back. So I'm going to call that a very tight one. I'll say 26-25 France. And the last one, I think Ireland and Scotland. Ireland's pack is going to be too strong. As I said before in my review video of England-Ireland, I really do like the Irish team when they play it tight for long periods. Start to use that rolling ball, start to squeeze the opposition up front, which they're more than capable of doing. So I'm going to say another close score, but I think Ireland will have too much. I'll say 30 points to 18 in favour of Ireland. So those are my predictions for week 2. Looking forward a lot now that things have started going. I've got going. You're seeing the players, what they're producing, and things are only going to get more and more exciting from here. So have a good weekend, enjoy the rugby, and I'll see you for the next video. Alright, cheers, bye bye.